I apologize for the ending of that last video. I was interrupted. I'm back. This is going to be the second part of the Tom Hanks About Film Actor series. And where I left off was actually 2010's Toy Story 3. I talked about it in the last video, but definitely a great movie. Great animated movie for sure. The next year he came out with a movie called Larry Crowne. And the reason I kind of know about this is because, one, he starred with Julia Roberts in the movie, and two, this movie didn't get a lot of critical acclaim. Another romantic comedy of Tom Hanks. 2012, he comes out with Cloud Atlas, I think one of his more famous releases. And then the next year, 2013, a good year for him, he comes out with Captain Phillips, which is based on a true story. He plays Captain Richard Phillips, and this was it's inspired by the true story of the 2009 Maersk, Alabama hijacking, an incident during which merchant mariner Captain Richard Phillips was taken hostage by pirates in the Indian Ocean, led by Abduwali Muse. And so that is Captain Phillips, basically, based on a true story. And then the other movie he starred in was Saving Mr. Banks, which is a significant movie because this is the first movie that he portrays Walt Disney in. The first portrayal of Walt Disney. The first portrayal of Walt Disney ever in film. That's significant right there. He's more of a supporting character in this movie. Emma Thompson is in this movie as Julie Andrews, I think, the woman who played Mary Poppins. For those of you who don't know, Mary Poppins is a movie in the 60s that was made as a Disney movie. And this details how tough it was to get Mary Poppins on the film in theaters, basically, to get Mary Poppins made. And it details that. So that really is that's Tom Hanks' film career. A couple ones that are coming up in 2015. There's one called A Hologram for the King. It is a comedy drama film based on a 2012 novel. And this movie tells the story of a washed-up, desperate American salesman who travels to Saudi Arabia to secure the IT contract for a massive new complex being built in the middle of the desert. So this is, with Tom Hanks in it, you know it's going to be anticipated for sure. But this is a movie that's coming out next year. Movie that's coming out in they don't have a date yet, but I don't think they have a date yet, but the end of 2015 it says. But that's one of the films that's coming up. The other one is an untitled Cold War thriller directed by Steven Spielberg. Tom Hanks is the lead star in this movie. He plays a man named James B. Donovan. Another big actor in this movie, Alan Alda. For those of you who don't know, Alan Alda starred in the 1970s and 80s as Captain Hawkeye Pierce in MASH. A show that my mom and dad really like, and I've watched before too. But yeah, Tom Hanks is going to be in this movie. Definitely gonna be another anticipated movie. Its release date is October 16th, 2015, and it's going to be distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. Obviously, Tom Hanks and Disney have had a great relationship over the years. So that's his movie career. television career, he got really his big start, his big break, his big time break was big. Arguably was big in 1988, the movie. But he actually started out on TV as Kip / Buffy Wilson in Bosom Buddies, 1980 to 1982. In this is a comedy. He, I believe he plays a man that's a guy named Peter Scolari, also as the co-star, and they have to disguise themselves as women in order to live in an apartment they can afford. Basically, it's gender stereotypes and male / female interpersonal relationships were frequent themes of the show. Basically, and this definitely, I'm kind of curious about it. You know, it only was on for a couple of seasons, but it really opened people's eyes to Tom Hanks as an actor. Big really was his breakout role, but definitely a good show there. A few famous shows that he guest starred on in the 80s: Taxi, Happy Days, and Family Ties. Happy Days with Henry Winkler. Family Ties had Michael J. Fox. Taxi was Danny DeVito. Saturday Night Live, he was on 8 times as a host. He's one of the more famous Saturday Night Live hosts. 7 times as a guest / cameo as well. He actually starred in A League of Their Own, the TV show. He was a director of the show. And they tried to make that, from the movie, they tried to make it into a TV show, but they were unsuccessful in doing that. It only had 6 episodes, 1 unaired. But I thought I'd name that. But Band of Brothers in 2001 is a mini-series that was created by both Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg, another collaboration between them. Band of Brothers, one that I think my dad has watched before, but I've watched parts of it. But and then let's see here. He was in a show that I actually just got done watching, 30 Rock, the comedy. He played himself in one of the episodes. And he appeared in a few Toy Story shorts, Toy Story of Terror, and the Toy Story That Time Forgot. And that's it for Tom Hanks. That's his film career, basically. Film and television career. Tom Hanks, like I said, one of the greatest actors of all time. From the mid-90s to the early 2000s, there was no actor that was better than him. He dominated that era. Movie after movie he came out with was great. I mean, Philadelphia and Forrest Gump he won Academy Awards for. But he probably should have won for Apollo 13. Probably should have won for Castaway. Probably should have won for Saving Private Ryan. Green Mile. I mean, the list goes on and on. He should have won for all of those. I mean, like I said, he should have 6 or 7 Academy Awards. The guy is so talented at what he does, and he's a great combination of comedy and drama. More so drama now, but comedy and drama definitely are his strong suits. And that's what makes Tom Hanks, one of the greatest actors of all time. And that's my video. D-Rock 1992, out.